Well, this just keeps getting weirder and weirder. But I can hear the game, and I'm pretty sure you can too, because I can see the PS5 actually moving. Oh my god. I can't tell you what exactly the problem was. I can't. Because I'm like, all right, well, it wants me to have this setting set and this setting set. And I'm like, it's already there. Because that's how I had to set it up in the first place. So I was like, okay, you can see I'm on my main right now. Because we are going to flip into Star Rail for lunch. And I'll hopefully just go back to the free to play account, do a little bit over there. But yeah, I can't tell you what exactly the issue is. And we're going to mute Paimon. Um, I just don't know. I went through every setting in the capture card itself because some things were saying like turn it to the analog setting as opposed to the HDMI. But the analog setting from everything I was reading had to do more with a specific kind of like chat cable, specifically from Elgato, rather than just having a headset locked in. So I'm like, I don't think it's that. So, but I turned it on and I'm not even joking. Nothing worked after I did that. Because it also instructed from stuff I was reading to restart the PC, of course, have all the changes come in. Nothing was coming through. And then I was like, all right, I'll just flip it back to the way I had it, hopefully from all the settings. I even checked the settings on the PlayStation. The oddest thing, so the PlayStation was not the problem. Absolutely wasn't the problem. Everything was already set. It had to be OBS itself. Because the capture card in and of itself, like I can see, like it was doing the visual. You guys saw that. There was at one point when I was fiddling with the audio that I couldn't hear it, but you guys could. And I knew it was working because I can see the levels for the PS5. I just wasn't hearing the audio through my headset like I had been. And I don't know why. It just completely stopped functioning. Like when I booted up OBS, nothing was working. Kind of situation. So it felt like something inside OBS just was like, nah, I don't want to do it today. Hey, Onwed. How you doing? Yeah, it's happy Altatory Day. Yeah, pretty much. So, I'm gonna rant a little bit more about this because it's infuriating. So I booted up everything like I normally would, and when I started stream, I was realizing that my audio was not working correctly, which is very hard for me to gauge when I can't hear it myself. So, I have to wait for somebody to come in and be like, hey, I can't hear you or something like that because I might not realize I'm muted or something. Um, but what I slowly kept realizing was like when I flipped it so I could hear the audio, you guys couldn't hear the game. You could hear me, but you couldn't hear the game. And then I was like, okay, what's going on? And my audio was delayed for some reason. Not to you guys when it was messed up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sign off. I'll troubleshoot. I'll see what I can do. I finally managed to fix it. You guys can't really hear anything right now because I paused the game, but you hear the bips and bobs. And like I said, I know you guys can hear it because when I couldn't hear anything, the PS5 was still giving audio levels. And my husband was in chat momentarily and he was like, I can't hear anything when I could hear it. Then I flipped it and he was like, oh, I can hear Paimon. And I was like, yeah, I can't. So I had to, for over an hour, we're talking about probably about an hour and a half, close to 2 hours now, try to get the audio to work. And everything I was looking up was like, oh, have this setting set or this setting set. And they were all the way they should have been. So I tried a couple other settings that they recommended, but the reason they were recommending it was because of like a chat link cable or something like that that Elgato has. And I'm like, well, I'm not using voice chat or anything like that. I'm just using a headset in my PC and nothing had changed in my settings. I kid you not. The only thing I touched was adding a scene for tomorrow. That's it. I touched nothing else. And things like defaulted. So, like, my microphone wasn't working because it defaulted to something else instead of my headset. So, I fixed that. That's how I noticed that something was wrong, was that something defaulted. And I'm like, heaven fucking forbid you lock something and it stays the same. Killer reason go Amish, return to the churning life. Churn isn't working, go grab a new stick, right? And then you beat the other stick with it, and then you continue churning. Like, seriously, it made no freaking sense as to why it stopped working, other than part of OBS was like, I don't want to say corrupted, because if it was corrupted, it would continue not working, but it was like not loading correctly. Like, my settings were not loading correctly. But I troubleshooted OBS at looking for errors or updates that might have happened that needed to be in there. So, like a new driver or something. And it said it was up to date and it was fine. I was like, okay, well, what about my capture card? Maybe it's hiccuping. But I knew it wasn't because Forrest said he could hear Paimon. So, kaboom, my brain is mush. I have no idea why this happened. And I was all happy this morning too, because I'm like, yeah, I forgot to do the stream schedule. That's the only thing I forgot to do over the weekend for this week. And I was just like, all right, I'll make sure I get that done after stream, because we're doing something just slightly different this week. So I will go over that right meow. So today was just going to be a scuffed version of Genshin and Star Rail like we normally do. Tomorrow we're going to be doing dailies and Star Rail, but after Star Rail, we're going to go into Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which, upon reviews and stuff like that, people are comparing it to Animal Crossing. Probably not New Horizons, but Animal Crossing esque in that vein. For a comfy, cozy vibe to celebrate our new email that I'll upload for tomorrow, which is Keth and Cozy. So look forward to that. We'll have some fun. Wednesday and Thursday will be more of the same. We're only going to do Hello Kitty the one day because it is a rental. And I want to make sure my brother can actually, get some stuff. He was kind enough to let me take a spot on his queue just to play it. But Friday, we'll do the dailies in Star Rail. But after Star Rail, I originally said we wouldn't be able to play this on stream because my brother put the Switch version on his queue so he could play it, as opposed to getting the PS5 version where I could stream it. There is a demo for Disgaea Mayhem. So we're going to check out Disgaea Mayhem, and we'll see if I want to buy it or not later on. You've only heard good things about that for Hello Kitty? So I'm looking forward to Hello Kitty. So this is another situation, and we'll probably discuss more of the if you're of my generation, all right, if you're a millennial, you guys grew up with like blockbusters and stuff like that, and probably home-owned, local video stores and stuff like that. I miss the days of rentals, so thank God for GameFly. Good Hello Kitty game, bizarrely. Saying Hello Kitty? What? the game, not Hello Kitty herself. So yes, my brother actually has had GameFly for years. It was only very recently that he had to turn it off. This is where, from that really bad point in last year where he unfortunately was in a shelter for a little bit until we could get the new apartment, and he is with us now. He just recently reactivated it because they had a deal after Sony went, hey, we're not doing physical games anymore, and GameFly went, fuck you. So he has that active right now, and he let me take a spot on the queue to try out Hello Kitty. He saw that it had the PS5 version, so he was like, hey, you can stream it. So I was like, okay, cool. And then we hiccuped a little bit with Disgaea, so. When I saw licensed IP as a child, I expected his. Where's could loan games like that? Yeah, GameFly is an interesting thing. Like, it was. Remember old school Netflix with when they sent out the DVDs and all that? It's like that. And it was very surprising. I don't know if they still have some of the older stuff, but when my brother first got it, this was after the Advance had been done after a couple years, for a few years after they stopped making Game Boy Advance stuff. He actually was able to like rent a few Game Boy Advance games. So you might be able to get something that's even older than what the current consoles are. So, you know what? I'm happy with it. We're gonna do lunch a little bit late, guys, because I do need to do my dailies on the main. To tell you how locked in I was for
Add asterisk.
getting my troubleshooting done and fixing the problem, I still have my coffee sitting there. It's no longer cold, and I am sad. I don't know what I'm doing for lunch today either. Claimable this week, tempered in practice. Okay, so can we actually see what's in the box? Nope, you're just gonna tell me you can claim it. Okay. We still have time. Oh, we got rock, so that means we got Nuvi. Come on, Nuvi. Oh, Nuvi. Nuvi? There he is. Click the box and it'll show the contents. I did. Did I click the wrong button? I clicked the quote-unquote confirm button, which is my X button. Keep in mind, my controls are weird, so I don't even know if that's the default control. Oh, I have a little bit of scuff on my, yeah, look at my ping. You know what? It might not just have been something in OBS. It could be my ping. Oh, this is gonna be rough. I think we're going to not celebrate Dottore Day today, and we're just gonna go into Stygian and get some artifacts. Just because of the ping issue right now. My ping usually sits at at the highest 40. And right now we're touching around 100. And it did go over 100 moments ago, so yay! 20 gems, books, and resin. Ooh. So, recent rumor mill, I want to bring this up. Apparently, the roadmap, a potential roadmap has shown up for who's going to be where. The fact that one of my very sexy men might be a 4-star makes me sad. Makes me very sad. Because that does change some kind of summoning plan. However, the character that people assumed would have been the 4-star with him is potentially a 5-star Electro off-field for Stellar, which for me would take the place of Yamiko, because I don't have Yay. It's all the way out to the month before the release. I trust nothing about... Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, with the way they look and stuff like that, there was no way I think he would be a 4-star, but it is something to take into consideration. Because the funny thing is, I would still pull on the banner just because, again, I don't have Yay, and if the other character is a 5-star that's going to be better than Yay Miko or equivalent to, that's only good for me. Now, Another thing that has cropped up, and I kind of made this decision. Much as I love her look, I do play in English. And if you're not aware, what is it? I can't remember her name. It begins with a V. But then again, most of them begin with a V. It's the Animo Knight there. The fairy. Her VA is kind of being a pile of shit. So, I'm not pulling for her on either account. Because here's the thing. One, I want Varka. If I want an Animo DPS, I want Varka. But my main also has Mizuki. So I can actually, you know, play Stellar Squirrel. In terms of the free-to-play account, Stellar Swirl might be more free-to-play friendly, but I kind of need to see a little bit more in terms of what the kits can do. Odette being the obvious exception here. If she does do like what Columbina does for Lunar, then obviously I'm gonna pick up Odette. The only issue is that, you know, if I do lose 50-50 on Bina, Odette might be in danger. Is shipping pits with her character and Kinij. Oh, yeah. That probably pisses her off, and I find that funny. Is that just that? Did I pick up? I did. I'm already scuffing this. Tomorrow we gotta do Natland. Never seen weaponized shipping before. But oh my, it is just, like, vile what she's doing. Just absolutely vile. And you know Hoyo has already fired voice actors because of how they've acted. So hopefully she gets recast before Snezhnaya is released. Because it's really sad. I like the look of her character, but again, I play in English. And if you're a voice actor that's a piece of shit, I don't want to play the character. Robot's coming after me. And of course, we're still going to be on the lookout for certain reruns. Arlecchino, #1. I would love to get her C2. Unfortunately, right now, the rumor mill is that she is in 7.0. If that's true, hopefully she's on the second side. That way I have a way to kind of build up for that. And if I lose 50-50, then it goes into the next character. But I really want to try for her C2. I would love to get Varka. And then in terms of, honestly, at that point, in terms of vertical investment, probably vertically investing more into Nicole and Durin. You didn't die?
Let the mighty be humbled.
So I would like to up them because of Lowen. I would love to get Lowen C2. Because I want to say it's a C2. It might be a C1. One of them I think actually extends the duration for the will to win. I might have gotten that wrong, but it should help. And we all know I love my boy, my stabby boy. Flintz's C2 is still kind of on the table. Because honestly, out of all the Lunar characters, I really liked Flint's. In terms of gameplay, I love Linnea as a character. And as you can see, she just runs around with Newbie because she can also heal and activate Furina. Um, but other than her weapon, unless I get a Skyward Harp, because that would just be an upgrade to the slingshot, I would only go for her weapon. I wouldn't do constellations. Not at this point. Did I pick it up? It seems so amusing to me that she didn't realize that the entire community effectively ruined SAG's reputation with the gamers in a month-long campaign and completely shouted the strike the VAs were using to try and force Genshin to go SAG. Yup. Out of defense of Nukanite, I would sooner leave or than that guy's point. It is extremely sad. That like this person this person had to have been living under a freaking rock not to understand what she's doing. But she has to know what she's doing because she's targeting Kinich specifically, and we all know the controversy that started that. And again, to his defense, in his defense, he's not in the US. Yeah, no. Mr. I created my account 5 minutes ago. Ban. Uh Happy to report. Thanks. Thank you for reporting too. Um Oh, did you? Did I? Damn. That's actually quick on the trigger on that one. Oh, because I'm like, hey, I have to use the restroom. I was gonna stop. That's why I was like not moving. But anyway, the Kanija's new VA, you know, it's not part of SAG. He doesn't live in the US or anything like that. So he probably had no idea of a lot of the controversy that was already happening. So he is forgiven. And honestly, he did a fantastic job as Kanich. I don't care. But you had, I don't know how many voice actors attack that man, get canned for it, for their behavior, not just because towards another fellow voice actor and co-worker on the game, but to the fan base as well. You know, the people that actually line Hoyo's pockets. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I was originally thinking, oh, if this has two new characters, I kind of want her because I like the look of her and stuff like that, that maybe that would be something I did swipe on. Guess what? I ain't doing that. She's a pile of shit. So I don't want to hear her while I'm running around. Oh, turn off voices. But I want to hear the voices. It is part of the experience until they start yapping. So, yeah. So, so many plans changed for that. But anyway, I'll be right back. I just have to use the restroom really quick. All right. I'm back. He did the entire strike wasn't official and was done to put Genshin and with SAG. So yeah, he could have said, "I took that job and I do it again." Yeah. And if that means I get a Scofier who tries her hardest to sound American and breaks out into Britishisms now and then, so be it. Exactly. Exactly. Like I feel bad because it's been a year since the strike and everything, and I will air quote that. That is the third time in the row. Why do you like not jump up all the way anymore? um, I feel bad for some of the VAs who went along with it. I missed a. Oh, good God.
Take me up.
Oh, wait. Well, today is the day of scuff. I should have known that wasn't an artifact. Like I've done this route so many times. You'd think I would actually go, oh yeah, no, that's not an artifact. That's fine. I'll take more weapon fodder too. But I do feel bad about the VAs that, thought they were doing the right thing and when it was all like a ploy. When it was all a ploy. And I am not the only one who is so glad that Paimon got recast.
Settled.
Or if you stepped in line to avoid being proud until I realized the community wasn't having it. Yeah. Yeah, because there were, especially for Genshin, you would notice it that some people started like trickling back in the way they did and whatnot, or found a way around it, even though they wanted because it started as the ploy of like AI protections and stuff like that when it was, I think, proven because Mihoyo as a company already has something like that in their contracts. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a while since I had watched any of the videos about that controversy. But some recastings, especially the most recent one, because we've heard it and I complain about it because oh my god, the voice is so bad. I'm sorry to the voice actor, but whoever is telling you to do the voice that way, have them stop. The voice for Welt in Star Rail, I don't understand what happened. And I can't find a solid answer either as to why he was recast. Venti's just shut the fuck. I love Erica. Like, I can't imagine some of these characters being recast, and Venti would be one of them. Like, if Venti got recast, that would be cause for me to flip into Japanese, I think. Yeah. I knew Venti's VA did. I didn't know, Lumine did. But honestly, if you're gonna act so bitchy and childish for something that happened over a year ago, when this dude, all he did was take a job because phony baloney strike. I don't care. Like all he did was take a job, and he again
Get to
probably
work.
wasn't in the know of the situation. And you're still gonna go off on that and be a little troll. You deserve to be blacklisted in the industry because you don't know how to show respect to your fellow voice actors. Because at the end of the day, when you are cast, you represent the studio and company or what have you. You represent so many people. And if you're going to be a disrespectful little shit, you deserve what's coming to you. Up. Uh-oh, my frames are dropping. Oh, today is the day of scuff. Why is that to jargon? Because a lot of the smaller names are kids who grew up on lots of anime and never got PR training. I mean, that's probably very accurate. Ain't gonna lie, that's probably very accurate.
Bow your head.
Newbie. I think the worst part about it, like, just specifically, because all you're doing is acting like a fucking bully. That's all you're doing, right? Why the hell are you acting like you're in elementary school when you're a full-blown grown-ass adult?
Silence.
Newbie got caught on a rock. All right, let's go to Stygian. Like I said, we're gonna just do Stygian today. My ping still hasn't really settled down either. You guys saw the frames drop too. So you know what? Right before we do this, let me quickly check my speed really quick. Could have just been a hiccup in the ether here. Yeah, it must have been just a hiccup. Everything is looking okay. My upload is a little bit bouncy. It should be enough to still stream, but I'm guessing my upload dipped so far that it was almost near a thing where I DC'd. So, yippee! We're having fun today. Oh, how about it, Floons?
Installation. Off to the free lane.
Be silent. Observe. Do you fear the dark? Huh. Be silent.
Cryo with nothing. That's great. HP with nothing. Attack, nothing. Boo.
Responsible. A dash of frost. Surge.
Close your eyes. Be silent. Night falls. Close your eyes.
Geo, nothing. Elemental Mastery. I will hold some headpieces for Elemental Mastery as long as they have ER on it. Just because they're so rare.
Cleanup sequence.
Observe. Night falls. Be silent. Night.
All right, one more. We'll make sure we go to the teapot really quick, too. Okay, we have a double crit here, but it's HP. Hopefully there's going to be one that's an HP scaler, right? There'll be somebody with HP scaling. But so far, everybody wants the same stats.
Wayne.
Observe. To dust. Be silent. Do you...
Nope. Four stats start, but it has like nothing, unfortunately. And it's HP, so. Raspberries. Ugh, sip the coffee. Heal me, pumpkin spice. Oh yeah, we gotta quickly go into Millie Astra too.
This realm is...
No, not great furnishing. Realm Depot, thank you. I'm gonna start
If you ever...
hopefully stocking up a little bit on the currency so I can actually get the furnishings, no problem, but still get the other stuff I need.
Ad Astra. Thank you for
Do these two things really quick. Guess why not? Do one rotation, cause why not? I did that wrong.
Rises. Stand clear. Animal hypostasis.
Observe. Night falls. Be silent. Observe. Do you fear the dark?
Still proud of him. He can do 170k DPS. With only 48% being him, though. That's actually kind of impressive. Oh, so to also tell you guys how scuffed up my OBS got, because again, I hadn't touched anything to unlock or lock anything. So nothing should have been wonky in that regard. My avatar got unlocked. And I don't know how. And this is the crazy part. This is how I don't know how. Because I never touched it while I was trying to fix my audio settings. And it became unlocked when I rebooted the computer and went into OBS. So, yeah. Weird. Oh, I have items on the forge. Let's go grab that. Want to make sure I stock up on as many crystals as I can without having to do an actual route to get some crystals, even though I have Linnea. Just in case I do go after some weapons. Like I said, I want to get Linnea's weapon. I would love to get Lowen's weapon. Varka if I get him. And then, of course, like the Saritsa and stuff. Alright. Dailies on the main. Finished. We're gonna go into Star Rail. I'm gonna grab something to eat. That might take me a minute. I don't know what I have exactly to eat. But we do have a single pulley over here. What are we looking at? Not a 4-star, apparently. Because I got Sackbow last time. Okay, this will be 50. This will be 50 pity. And it's a blue. And it's blue. But we're getting close. We're getting close. Hopefully, when we do hit the 5-star, it will be a weapon. It'll be one of a couple things. It'll be a weapon that I actually need. So Skyward Harp. Skyward Atlas are the big two. I wouldn't say no to another Jade Spear, because then I just level it for Cyno. And that way they're not sharing anything. Although Cyno's stats are pretty good for him being on the deathmatch. But those would be the big two that I would want. And then, of course, if it's a character, I would prefer it to be Dea or Kiching, just because I can get the Master List for that. If it's any other character, though, in terms of, like, constellations... constellation. Let me see. Chi-Chi surprisingly is only C1. Jean is C1. Diluc is C3? You guys want to know the hilarious thing about Diluc being C3 to me? Is that when I lost to Dea originally, back when Nouvellette came out, I wanted Diluc. I didn't get Diluc until Nahita's rerun during Fontaine. And that was my first Diluc, and I have since gotten 3 of him. Whereas I've only gotten 1 Jean or 2 Jeans and 2 Chi-Chis. And 2, technically all 3 for Mona. And Mona was originally the last standard character I needed until Mizuki's release. Mona wouldn't be bad. If I got a Mona, then it's one step closer to getting her C4. You fixed it! I did. I don't know how. Like, I can't even explain what happened. So, quick rundown. If you weren't here at the very beginning, because I did actually come in a few minutes late, just because I loaded the dishwasher and all that. I thought everything was fine, and then I realized I couldn't hear the game. But I was just like, oh, my mic's also muted, or something like that. Like, my mic wasn't on. And somehow OBS had defaulted my settings. I don't know how, I don't know why. But I had the mic going and I was like, okay. And then I realized I can't hear anything on the game, but I was seeing the levels move on the PS5. So there was sound being brought through. I just couldn't hear it. So I started to play around with it. And Forrest had mentioned that he couldn't hear anything at one point, but I could hear it. So I was like, well, this isn't ideal. I don't know why this is happening. So I had to end stream just to go into the back and see what was happening. And as I was looking up and troubleshooting everything, by many Google searches, all the settings they were saying to make sure that were on or toggled off, I had already done. I had done that from the get-go to enable the capture card. So it was possible something could have just switched back on, but it didn't. Even on the PlayStation side, I double checked that, and it wasn't anything on that end. So I was like, all right, well, what else does it say? The only other thing that it mentioned was toggling within the capture card, toggling the audio output from HDMI to analog. But this setting is really only for if you have a certain kind of chat cable. And it's usually something that's via Elgato, but it was just for like a chat cable. And I was like, I don't think that's it. Like at all. I really don't think that's it. And then I, did everything it said to, and then it's like, go ahead and restart the PC so it takes the changes and all that. And then I couldn't hear anything. And the PlayStation wasn't even moving at that point. And I was like, well, that didn't fix it. So I reset everything to what I had it at originally, because that should have been the settings. And oh, look, they worked. So something tells me OBS was loading something incorrectly when talking to the capture card. And the only reason I'm saying it's OBS is because I could hear everything otherwise. Because I went to YouTube and started listening to stuff, making sure my headphones weren't busted and everything. Plus, the PS5 was giving an audio level. Case in point, too, when I had that active, when I could not hear it but could see it, Forrest said, oh, I hear Paimon. So I'm like, well, that's not ideal. I could have technically played with no sound because you guys would have heard it. Fine, we weren't doing story or anything right now, but it would have been, if I didn't try to fix it now, I probably would have forgotten and had a whole slew of problems going into tomorrow where we're actually going to be playing Hello Kitty. I don't know if it's going to be voiced or not. So that might not be here or there. But again, we still have, about a month out or 2 months out, somewhere around there, to hit Snezhnaya. Be a month. Today. This month is July. It would be, next month. So I wanted to make sure everything was all set. It just absolutely boggles my mind how that happened. And as I was stating before, my settings got defaulted. My mic, so because it defaulted to default on my mic, my headphone mic jack wasn't what was set. Okay, fix that. My output should be my headphones because I should be hearing everything. And that goes out to you guys, potentially. And the capture is capture only from the capture card. It's not supposed to be capturing anything else from the desktop or anything. It's supposed to just be capturing what it sees on my television. Sounds simple, right? Apparently, me going into advanced settings, I had to tell it again to do stuff in the capture card, but that still didn't fix it right away. And then after I had turned on my PC again to try to fix everything, somehow my avatar source became unlocked. And I'm like, I didn't touch the avatar. I don't know why you unlocked that. So I might have to do some like scanning some stuff, do some defragging and stuff like that, which my computer does automatically. It's supposed to. but I'll manually do it after stream while I'm installing Hello Kitty and stuff. And hopefully everything will be fine. I did take a measure, however. I screenshotted my settings that said that should have been a certain way just to make sure that they are that. So next time it happens, and yes, there will probably be a next time, I can go in and just go, is this is what it's supposed to be? Yes, yes. And maybe it takes a bajillion restarts for it to work. I don't know. But it's fixed for the moment, so we're going to, like I said, we're just gonna scuff our way through today. Main account is done for right now. Like I said, I'm just going through the constellations of what I would like. Like, I only have C1 Tainari, and I'm on this account, I don't use Tainari. So, Mizuki is still getting the cold shoulder just because of when I got her. But I know she's going to be good in Shiniznaya. Even if I don't have Ye. So, she is going to probably get leveled sooner rather than later. However, asterisk, if I get Varka, I would rather use Varka. But we're going to have to see if there's any real adjustment to him in terms of the Stellar Swirl. I'm definitely more of the Stellar Conduct just because I do have both Risley and Sino. Risley is C0, unfortunately, but if he goes into Temper Thyself, awesome. I have Sino C2 now because of it. So he's kind of going to be my on-fielder. And then we'll have Adet and Alyosha. Alyosha probably gets phased out at some point because he is a 4-star. That last slot, honestly, like if I'm being really honest, it could be Beto, it could be Chi-Chi. All depending. It all depends on what kind of application I need. Hell, I could just throw in a Scofier if I just need more cryo app. So we'll see. Like I'm or the Traveler, actually. Cryo Traveler could work in that function too. So we'll have to see what teams we can make once Snezhnaya goes live, and that'll determine a little bit more who I hope to lose to during the 50-50 stuff. Obviously, I've said it before. When it comes to the 5-star selector for the standard character, I am choosing one of my C6s just to get that Starlight Fortuna, because my man, he needs to go to level 100 at some point. He needs it. Does it make a difference? No, I just want him there. Because he's my fave. All right. I am going to take a small BRB, hopefully small. I still need to find food. Although, you know what? Like, granted, it's hot, but me making the ramen in the microwave was not a bad idea. It worked very well. As long as we have the correct bowls clean, I think that'll be fine. So I might do that super fast. We'll come back, do Star Rail. We got to do Currency Wars regardless because it reset. So we'll get the stuff out of that, and we'll work a little bit more on Archer. Then we'll just do quick dailies on the free to play, and hopefully my connection has stabilized a little bit. Stream didn't drop, but it was damn near thing. All right, guys, I'll be back in a few. let's turn down Star Rail. That was me playing with the volume when I couldn't hear anything. All right, ramen made. Let that cool. Honestly, I probably should invest in one of the actual containers to zap ramen in. That actually has a lid and everything, so it doesn't make a mess. Probably even a fill line too. All right, let's get this underway. Oh, Currency Wars is actually going to update to add Mortonix Blade and Himiko Nova. Version update, collaboration. So between following collaboration event update. Okay. All right. So we'll see them because I'll probably do Currency Wars obviously after the update as well because I tend to just go to Currency Wars. We need to do one of these. Just thinking about it.
They were lost. Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies. Flowers bloom for tomorrow. Night falls. Good night.
A brave new world.
Again. Again. Embrace a new life.
Dragon go
May
burr.
death protect us. The only redemption.
Till we meet again. As you wish. So make them wait. Stars, shine for the heroes. Have some fun. Rise and shine.
They deceived
She
me.
got it at the very end. That's funny. Yeah, I did this a little bit late yesterday too, so still need a hell of a lot. I still can't do that. Ah! I guess we leave it. It doesn't really matter. He's not going to be able to go into battle, not fight. Because I want to get his traces done, and then I got to level his light cone, and then we have to try to figure out some of this, because that's the best headpiece I have. I don't know what the one Anaxa had originally, because this was the first set I had Anaxa on, and he had some really good shit. I don't know what happened to his headpiece. I wouldn't have fed it on purpose, so not really sure. And then he wants attack feat, but I don't have much in the way of molding resin to actually do anything. So, but at the very least, we'll be able to do some planar stuff. Currency wars, currency wars. Once we finish this, we can actually try to get him a better rope. Third plane, alright. Gee, first 5-win streak. Okay. Agreed. Peppy. No Peppy. Sparkle. It's okay. Hey, Pixel. I could use a silly laugh. Today's been a thing. Alright, let's get this underway. I don't know if we're keeping these characters. Sparkle maybe, but... why not? Venturine. Well, honestly, I want to get rid of him, too. Oh, it's fine. And then if I really need an extra sustain, I'll grab DHP or Locha. Okay. I think I would like a Tribby here. Oh, Asheville. Alright, we're gonna want the sustain. Here, we'll make that now, because we damn well know I'll pick an Axa. We all know this.
Can't wait anymore. It all dies. So beautiful.
I weep for the departed.
Well, that was fast.
It too shall fall.
You want to betray me? It all dies. So beautiful.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Alright, well, eventually I'll be able to put the controller down to eat. You know what? We'll take Acheron. And your turn. And Himiko. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. We'll give you this. Adette's numbers are a little crazy, not gonna lie, especially the C2 now. Oh my god. I did just see a title that said that things have changed again. This beta is wild. So, I don't know, Chief. I don't know what we're doing. Outside of Adette, my initial plan here for Adette is just to get her and not to completely vertically invest because I do need or want other vertical investments somewhere else.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Protect me! Protect me!
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Can you find the answer?
Etched in your bones! The redemption. Judgment is here!
Again? On the still waters of oblivion.
You want to betray me?
For your sins!
Immolate in my dance! Give me strength!
Oh my god. Well, they were doing so well, and then that happened. To lower the numbers. Now we'll see if those whole numbers are a bit more on par with a 4-star. I don't want to hear that though. Like, I understand 4-star scaling needs to be kind of a thing. Okay, Tribby, you're gonna help us out, right? Where would Asheville? You know what? Asheville might be better than you. Hey, you know what? Let's grab Herta. All right, let's see if I can eat something.
Eye for an eye. I'll see through you.
Insufficient power!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death. Eye for an eye.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Beasts, slaughter each other. Fight to the death. Eye for an eye.
Can you find the answer?
On the still waters of oblivion.
Got a few bites in. Wow. All right, we got Herta. That's good. Okay, this will be good. Because I think it's this and the thing who has, right? Yeah. There we go. Extra healing, so we're good. Asheville. 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 Yeah, I guess we'll grab Huahua because she is a 1-star for 1 cost, so. I need Acheron. That's what I really need is Acheron. we're not gonna get it. Ah. Oh, unfortunate. Asheville, why don't you take that?
Fight to the death. I see through you. Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all. Eye for an eye.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Fight to the death.
Can you find the answer?
Beasts, slaughter each other. Eye for an eye. Fight to the death.
On my command!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Eye for an eye. No, never.
Take that, Jeppy. Ooh-ah. Okay, we can put Herda in now. So I am going to move Ashvale back. We'll put Herda in. Okay, we're gonna give Acheron the punch line. Acheron the punch line. Well, at this point, Ashvale can be an Axa.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Go, go, go! Riding the west wind, away we go! Time to twirl!
Beasts, slaughter each other. Fight to the death. Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Beep, beep.
I
Low
see
battery.
through you.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl! Transform!
Beasts, slaughter each other. Eye for an eye. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye. Fiddle with holes. I see through you.
Time to twirl!
Beasts, slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl! Go, go, go!
Eye for an eye.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Destined for oblivion.
Time to twirl! Can you find the answer?
Fiddle with holes. I see through you.
Protect me, protect me!
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
Blast off!
Beasts, slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
That's in time.
At least I won that one. Hey, Dribby. And Herda. And just one more Asheville. Nice. Very nice. And he literally became an Axa. With all the equipment he's got.
Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Transform! Seal removed!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl! Go, go, go! Riding the west wind, away we go!
Fiddle with holes. Beasts, slaughter each other. Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death. I see through you.
On the still waters of oblivion.
Eye for an eye. Fiddle with holes.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Beep, beep. Low battery. Can you find the answer?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl!
I see through you.
Time to twirl!
Beasts,
Well, that's overkill,
slaughter
Asheville.
each other.
Frankly, like, I don't know when they're going to rerun. Like, Sparksy's just getting her first rerun. So we probably should think we should see Asheville sometime soon. But I would love to get Asheville and Blade. Because they work so well together. So I feel less bad that Asheville is Hunt. Everything is for Asheville. Okay, we'll make a charging sale for Sparkle. Why not? There's our Asheville. All right, explain to me, game, why you're not showing me Acheron. Okay, Anaxa, I understand. I'm sorry. Normally I would take you. But I got Ashvale first. Oh, no, that was Sela. God damn, they have the same color palette. All right, Anaxa, we're just gonna hold on to you. We'll hold on to you and get you in.
Eye for an eye. Riddle with holes. I see through you.
Can you find the answer?
Riddle with holes. Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
There's Herta.
Eye for an eye.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl! Go, go, go!
Eye for an eye.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
Destined for oblivion.
I see through you. Riddle with holes. Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Oh, time to twirl. Oh, great. We're going to fight Sparksy with no elation. Well, at least do that. Now, Asheville will probably be better with all that stuff until I up an Naxa, but...
Can you find the answer?
Nax is my man. I got you, right?
Time to twirl!
Fight to
Since
the
he had the
death.
courtesy to show up in the shop, Acheron.
Beasts slaughter each other. Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Eye for an eye.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl! Go, go, go!
On the still waters of oblivion.
Insanity.
Again.
Ow!
Through you. Riddle with holes. I see through you. Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
Can you
That little
find
thing
the
is
answer?
tanky.
Beasts slaughter each other. Eye for an eye. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye
Now,
for
granted,
an
this
eye.
is third plane enhancement.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Oh, we're taking this. I don't think anybody really needs the battery anyway. Punished. I was punished.
Fight to the death.
Ooh, all right. Ramen made me warm.
Eye for an eye.
Get the fans going.
Riddle with holes.
Can you find the answer?
I see through you. Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death. Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Insanity.
Time to twirl!
Destined for oblivion.
Time to twirl!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Very good. I think I want this. I don't actually need Black Swan. Alright, just one more sparkle. Nice, got sparkle and we got the next one. I could try, but if I get Necron or Nax, it'll dip me, so we wait. We wait.
Fight to the death. Riddle with holes.
Can you find the answer?
I see through you.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl! Go, go, go!
Eye for an eye. To the soul.
On the still waters of oblivion.
Time to twirl!
Riddle with holes.
Oh, not the chicken.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl!
That meant to tickle. I see through you. Insanity.
That hurt!
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all. That meant to tickle.
Can you find the answer?
Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death. Intrinsic.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Good old Trivian DDD. Alright, one more Acheron, two more Naxos. Actually, you know what? Let's give Fuoku with that.
Fight to the death.
Riding the west wind,
I don't foresee this one going as well.
Eye for an eye. Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
go, go, go! Can you find the answer?
Riddle with holes.
Time to twirl!
Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Okay.
Through you. To the soul.
On the still waters of oblivion, I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl!
Fiddle with holes. I see. Through you. Beasts slaughter each other. Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye. Insanity.
Can you find the answer?
Fiddle with holes.
Protect me! Protect me!
Stay close. Not a step back. To the soul. Insanity.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Riding the west wind, away we go!
Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what was with that one fight where they just lost. And I was like, where the hell did the turns go? All right, one more Naxa. It shows the same ones. That's interesting. But we can grab this for Asheville. That's actually interesting. So what I want to do is put that on him. We'll do this. And we're going to select Asheville. And Asheville didn't show the shoes either. That is fascinating. It is sad, but it's fascinating. But we can give him this. There you go. Oh yeah, there's Acheron. And an Axa. And now we just need Hua Hua. There's one. Just need one more. Can we find her? There she is. Now, here's the question. How many coins do I have left after I do this? 24. Sure. Look, Black Swan's back. Nope, nobody else I would have chosen. Anyway.
Stream starting!
Yeah, the elation boss.
Eye for an eye. Fiddle with holes. Insanity.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Go, go, go! Time to twirl! Riding the west wind, away we go! Can you find the answer?
Beasts slaughter each other. Eye for an eye.
Let's chat over the force.
This might hurt.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death. I see through you. Fiddle with holes.
Staying at 1%.
To the soul.
There we go. Thank you, Naxa.
Time to twirl!
Eye for an eye.
How familiar. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to the death.
Time to twirl!
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all. Beasts, slaughter each other. Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Sparkly rabbits, fiery spin!
Ow!
West wind, away we go!
Eye for an eye.
Time to twirl!
Fight to the death.
Can you find the answer?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl! Go, my little cutie!
Ill fate descends. Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Protect me! Protect me!
I see through you.
Destined for oblivion.
There's Ivorville!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time to twirl! I'm gonna quit!
The fact that only the first time around that Acheron got taken inside, that was impressive. And no elation. Yeah, that's so interesting. Despite having at least one pair of shoes, an accent did not go very often. All right, let's do this super quick. I only got one rope, unfortunately. And it was HP. Unfortunate. Alright, let me change to the free-to-play, take care of my dishes, and I'll be back. Let's make sure everything is still working. Hmm. Alright, everything looking...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And hello. Oh yeah, let's talk to Catherine first.
Ad Astra Abyss.
Oh, was I on early enough to... Okay. Three, doesn't say. Oh wait, is that it right there? No, it's not. That's just commission. Daily commission rewards. That's all it says. It doesn't say for the other thing. Huh. I don't know. And why does life slumber? It's a good question. I don't know. What was my... Oh, I am Gucci. All right, let's just do artifacts.
Da, da, da.
Bring it!
Let me adjust the volume. So has any of the new rumors changed your thought processes on what you were going to do for summoning? As I mentioned, if it's true that one of the tall men is now a 4-star, it doesn't necessarily change what I was going to do, because if he's paired with the other character that we thought was a 4-star that's now a 5-star, that could potentially mean that they're the equivalent of Yemiko, which on both accounts I do not have Ye, so it would be a good choice to actually do that. I mentioned the reruns that I was primarily looking for, whether that be for weapons or constellations. For Nicole, it's both. Durin, it's mostly constellations. I think he can still get away with... well, I say that, but I use him with Lowen. So I think in possibility, I might need to get his weapon so that he does more damage than Lowen. And it's so funny to say that, and I know it is. But, you know, like, if I do get Varka on my main, that team, you know, having that vertical investment for Lowen will benefit Varka too, so that's not a bad thing. But what about free-to-play? What about free-to-play? I really don't know. That's, like, the saddest thing. Because, like with my main, I can be like, oh, well, this is a character I didn't really want in the first place. I didn't like their personality or something. Or in the case of the tall male now potentially being a 4-star instead of a 5-star, that actually still means I can use Sino as my on-fielder. So...
Jumpy, jumpy, go!
So for my main, that Oh, no, I still need sleep. Okay. Oh my god, girl.
Bring it!
Leave it to me! A turning point in...
Blazing delight! Woo!
Well, that Fatui just had a bad day. But it's her own fault. So that's something my main has over the free-to-play account in that regard. Like, I have a way to utilize Sino and even Risley to do the Stellar Conduct for an on-fielder, and I would just need the off-field DPS support, specifically a character that can do the linchpin. Thankfully, it looks like the Traveler can do that, so, you know, free-to-play isn't completely lost in that, but the problem is that I need somebody on field. Now, could I get away with using, say, Varessa to do that? Like, could that be a different way of going about it? Instead of doing Overload, I would do Stellar Conduct. And Varessa just be the on-fielder and I have the off-field doing all the other stuff? Possibly. Because I could do that. I don't really think breaking up the Lunar team is a good idea, even though I think Flint's is better than Varessa. I still don't have a cryo DPS though, and that's something I think I need to be on the lookout for in Snezhnaya. And that could potentially just be the Tsaritsa herself. In which case, I need to make sure I have proper supports for her, excluding a character like Yamiko. And it's just because I don't have the resources to get Yae and then get Columbina. As for like vertical investment on this account, I think, I mean, Durin does all right with Lion's Roar, if I'm being honest. Like, he could use more crit for sure. But I think getting his constellations would be better than getting his weapon. But if we're talking just what I have, you know, available to me in terms of like primos of what I might need, Nicole probably would take more precedence to get like C2 or something as opposed to Durin. But all depending, like a debt probably might be worth investing into. We'll see. So really unsure. This account for me has just started to feel functional. So getting Klee was the best thing we did.
Begone! Heaven's will
Suffocate.
made mud.
Bring it!
Watch out! A turning point in...
Boing, boing, boom! Ha!
There's no...
Hi-ya! La la la! Woohoo!
Now, granted, we can't bank on something happening, but it also is a question that's up in the air. What of the characters are going to get some kind of buff? Potentially, like the Hexarai, or even the newer one that came out for the Stellar Conduct and Stellar Swirl. There is rumors that some leeway characters might. Now, granted, older characters like Mondstadt and Leeway should get the buffs well before other regions. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody from Leeway on this account, so that would be kind of moot for me. But I mean, even Inazuma would be kind of moot, just because I think the only character I really have from Inazuma is Kazuo. Well, Leeway, I have Baiju, but I don't really think that's gonna really matter. And it's really dependent on what the buff would do. And I honestly have zilch of an idea of what a buff could possibly mean for Leeway. All I know is if they do buff Leeway characters, this would include their Archon, is that Zhongli, specifically the Vortex Vanquisher, gets updated. Either they change what the passive and everything is on the Vortex Vanquisher, also change it from attack to something else, or they give Zhongli a brand new weapon and change up his kit, similar to the way they did Venti.
Bring it!
Other than that, really not much of an idea of what they could do. So I think, unfortunately, for free-to-play, I have to rely on more of the newer stuff than older characters and everything. I just happened to luck out wanting Klee and having them, like, you know, down the road going, oh, hey, we're going to add these new buffs called the Hexarai buffs. And, you know, Klee's going to be part of that. And holy crap, had that changed everything for this account.
I live within me.
Now, I will say, for anybody that's going, well, your Klee's not doing that much damage. No, she's not. Like, you're right. You'd be absolutely correct in saying that she's not doing that much damage in comparison to, say, like, my Arlecchino. But also, keep in mind, Arlie is a later character, 1. 2, Arlie has her weapon. Versus Klee, that's on the Witsith. But Klee's damage, she's not touching 100k yet. There's definitely going to be some other things I can do to up the damage somewhere. Right now, Shallonen is my best option for that last slot, as opposed to possibly Sitlali. But unfortunately, even though Sitlali is on banner, again, I am not using the resources to even attempt it. Because I do need it for Columbina. Because as it is right now, Klee's team is actually outpacing Flynn's. Whereas Flynn should actually be doing more than her. But Flynn's team has a lot of problems on this account. Right now, I'm using Ino, and Ino is only C3 or C4. I think she's only C3. So there's problems there. Flynn's build is a little scuffed because I don't have his weapon or his C1. So his ER gets a little messed up. So things don't line up where they should for him to do the 2 special bursts and then switch off. Almost said flip off. Switch off of him to go into an Effa and everything. And he is on a 4-star weapon. Now, granted, the 4-star weapon is the Nod Cry weapon banner weapon. So it does do a little bit of energy return. It has very little crit rate, but it has high base attack. So he does okay with it. When I was doing testing before, when I was trying to figure stuff out, he did do better with the weapon that Anefa's on. But it did scuff his energy even more when I did that, so I can't do that. This kind of becomes, do I go for Fractured Halo for Anefa, or do I go for Bloodsoaked Ruins on Flynn's? Either way, it would be one of the two. But it also is going to depend on when those reruns are. I think I'm fine. Yeah, that's the balloon. That's fine. It's going to depend really on when those reruns are. Because, again, I should stay within the newer characters to hopefully have an easier time with the content coming out.
You believe it's me? A turning point in fate!
What one-liners? Did I say a one-liner? Did Durin? Durin might have. Person in chat that never answered my question going, I don't know why. Ah! Ugh. So as much as I would like to plan ahead for, yeah, that one, no
Bring
idea.
it.
Can't tell if it was an actual question, a philosophical question, or a riddle. But yeah, as much as I would like to be able to try to plan ahead for free-to-play, I don't think I can. Like, I need solid information and not just the rumor mill to go, well, my account probably needs this. The only thing I can say for sure, for sure, is if Audette does function a little bit like Columbina, hey, I hit you, you dumb whore. But yeah, if Audette does function similarly to Columbina, she kind of is a must because that alleviates a big problem, which was not being able to initiate the stellar reactions. In terms of stellar swirl, I don't think Chasa's gonna function with it. I'm not really sure, but I can easily pick Mizuki.
Heaven's will made mine.
Decay! New life! Can't run from death.
You can't run from fire.
Uh-huh.
So that might be at least part of the plan, depending on if I lose 50-50 on Columbina. Because if I lose 50-50 and get Mizuki, awesome. And then even still, I might even pick Mizuki just to get a constellation at that point. But that might be the only thing I am aware of that would help. Thankfully, this account already has, granted, I don't have, I should check, actually, more for Beto than anything else. If I have a set of the Stellar Conduct set for Beto, but at the very least, Beto and Diona are at least level 80 on this account and just need to be ascended. Like, that's it. And I will take care of that more than likely after everything is dealt with Columbina. At the very least, getting one of those two characters up, more than likely Beto. I'm still trying to get some Silken Moon pieces, more specifically for Columbina, just in case I want to run it similarly to I have it on my main, where Anefa is on the DPS set that Columbina usually should be on. But since this is the last week of it, I might switch it back to the other set.
Cleanup sequence in. Good luck! Absorption test. Stay clear.
Close your eyes. Be silent. Do you fear the dark?
Look, a rainbow! Absorption test.
Did I hit it? I don't know if I did.
Observe. Close your eyes. Nightfall.
Ooh. So yeah, I think starting tomorrow, we'll flip it back to the other set. Because the other thing I was trying to do was just get some better pieces for Flynn's, just to compensate for the ER issue.
Stay clear.
Be silent. Observe. Night falls. To dust.
Insulation chamber. Ding dong water bomb! Animal test 63.
Close your eyes. Observe. To dust. Be.
Just B. Ah, sad. Very sad. If that had the other crit, that would have been really good. Attack double crit. I don't need that. I really don't need that.
Chew on this! Stay clear!
Close your eyes. Observe. Be silent. Do you fear the dark?
That
Go claw! Absorption test!
Observe. Close your eyes.
I don't know if my mic picked that up, but like my
Dust.
nose wheezed. That was a weird sound. Oh, okay. This account has the other thing done. Nope, nope, and no. All right. So we at least get our Dust of Enlightenment from that.
Cleanup sequence. Animal test 63 away! Absorption!
Night falls. Observe. Night falls.
Flash attack!
Ow.
Chew on this! Defensive mode engaged. Animal test 60.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Nope. And technically no. Yay! Yippee!
Insulation. Absorption test. Stay clear.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night falls. Be silent. To dust.
Look, a rainbow. Defensive mode engaged. Absorption test. Stay clear.
Observe. Be silent.
Attack with crit damage and elemental mastery. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. Alright, got our Dust of Enlightenment. Ow. And I got an eyelash in my eye. That was cool. Okay, it read that I got it, but it didn't show it on the screen. Whoops. Alright, let's go over Mia. Oh wow, I actually need sweet flowers. Who would have thunk?
Astro. Thank you for
Oh, I accidentally only cooked 10? I thought I did 20. I thought that was weird. I thought I
today's
hit 20.
recommendation.
Weird. It's just gonna keep getting weirder. Alright, let's go grab this.
This realm.
And yes, I still haven't removed Klee.
If you ever.
Yeah. Oh, last set of these. Good. Okay. Yeah, we'll go back to Mondstadt. That's fine. That's fine. Let's talk to Wagner.
Hey!
And they'll see where I am on weapons. Right, I was running low on, like, some of the crystals, right? Yeah. 3,200, that's not bad. It's not bad, but that could be way better. But, I kind of also want to build up the, like, hold on to some of the crystals, because I have no idea if there's going to be a new crystal in Shania or not, or if it will share with, like, Nodcries. So I think that's where we're going to sit for now. We're not going after, like, Bina's weapon or anything. And she's going to use the prototype Amber, which is already leveled. So it's... should be R5, too. Who has that? Is that Mona? Does Mona have it? Yeah, you have it. It is R5. I did not make a second one on the account, though. So that's something I'm going to have to keep in mind. All right. Beto. Right now you're on Fab. That's fine. I only have 11 of those. Shit. Okay. All right, that's probably the best one. This one here. Ah, perfect. So she will have, at the very least, those two. Now, this is all also depending on what other characters are going to need. But for now, we'll say that this, for what I'm getting right now, would be for Beto. Do you have a crit rate with crit damage and attack? So she must have had this one just because? Like, I didn't have a crit rate one? I must. Okay, so... in this instance, would she still want Electro or would she want attack? She would want attack, right? An elemental mastery? Because if it's attack, then she has a 4-piece set that she can throw on. And then I would just offset her sands for now to something way better than that. Why not?
Clean up, Sequel. Absorption test. Stand clear.
Close your eyes. To dust. Be silent.
Really?
Defensive mode engaged. Being done. Animal test 6308.
Observe. Be silent. Night falls. Close your eyes.
Okay. Not as good as the one that we currently have, but at the very least, it's another double crit. That one completely missed the mark. Both of these. Unfortunate.
Clean up, Sequel. Animal test 6308.
Observe. Be silent. To dust. Do you fear the dark?
Look, a rainbow! Defensive mode engaged. Animal test 6308.
Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
Unfortunately, four-liner, great. It's defense. Okie dokie. So that's, yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Let me see. I want to double check. This is on Candace. So this is the other stuff that we have right now for Bina, if she's just going to go on this. I would like to try both sets and see which one does better, of course. No, not Celestial Gift. Those two, thank you. I do have an HP Sands. Or Flower. I do have a Flower already leveled, double crit. Same with that. Crit rate ER. So we have double crit HP. So I think we're doing this just to make sure Bina has the HP up. Or not HP, the ER. Crit rate ER, no HP. So that probably is the best one I've got for Silken for her. Just because of the ER. Double crit HP, no ER. But we could do this. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a crit rate weapon for her. Unlike my main that has the battle pass. So I think this might be technically better just to get some kind of damage out of her. Though, to be fair, if for Silken, I could just use an FSPs. Do we have one with ER? Yes, but it's not. Oh, it's a four-liner though. But, all things considered, because this was, like I said, this was Inefa's piece, which Bina could end up using if she stays on this set. Double crit ER, no HP. It's on Furina. I will double check if I have another piece for Furina. If I do, then this goes to Bina. And I don't have to worry about this. Just crit rate. And then we have the HPs. This is a 4-liner HP with double crit. So, all depending on Silken. If that rolls well into ER, I wouldn't have to use the ER Sans potentially. But that's a big but. This probably would be the best bet just to actually get ER on it for that set. And then we have hydro damage, not... That rolled terribly, but it at least has 11% ER. Now, I do have a crit rate with ER on it. But there's also a crit damage with HP, crit rate, and ER on Anefa right now. So this would have to take some testing. I'm going to have to pick a set for Columbina as well, just to level it and test her on it. And see which does the overall better DPS. Because if it turns out Columbina does better than Anefa, then Columbina would just go on, you know, her set here versus my main, where it's better to have Anefa on this set versus Columbina. Flynn's. Did I actually get you anything? I don't think I did. So the biggest issue with Flynn's, I had to level this piece here for him, just to get a little bit more ER. Thankfully, it only lowered his crit rate by a little bit. He's still at 93 crit rate as opposed to the 99 he was at. And his crit damage didn't change, but it put him closer to the 140 again, so he can actually do something. That was an unfortunate reroll mishap. I say mishap, I did it knowing that the ER would get replaced, but yeah. Yeah, so nothing on that. This is the thing that could be replaced potentially. Like, this would be really good if it had ER. This, however, this might actually be better if I get around roughly the same crit rate, a little bit more ER, and the elemental mastery. It might be better. Because it is a 4-liner. And then I don't think I'm replacing this. I think this is way too good to, especially on the crit ratio. Yeah. Because like I said, if I get his C1 or his R1, I potentially could take this out and put this in instead. And that's a 4-liner. Well, that's funny. I didn't... For shits and giggles, we're actually going to level this and just see what happens. It's already bad. Yeah, it's dead. That is so fucking dead. It's not even funny. If I had Zibai on this account, it wouldn't be that bad. Or Linnea, but that is horrendous. We don't like to look at that. So, just to see. Because again, this isn't that bad. Go to 12. What are you gonna give me? A lot of crit rate. Okay. 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 Back off. Thank you. Attack percent. So yeah, that's actually a pretty solid piece. Crit damage could obviously be higher, but the crit rate, awesome. Attack percent is better than the one he's got. The only thing is it doesn't have ER. So until I can fix that issue in some way, shape, or form, he has to stay on the one he's got. What's your off piece for Goblet? Yeah. And we don't have an attack Goblet for him? Well, that's the thing we can do too. Like, this is just really good. This is just really solid. What do I have in the way of elixirs? He wants to play. We have 13. It takes 4 to make a goblet. Do I make Flynn's a goblet? The sad thing is, even if I make the goblet and it has ER on it, I don't think I can replace the feather yet. Well, I guess the other thing is, this is the other problem, right? So, he would need an offset sans at that point. Do I have one? Why is this all confuzzled? His best thing is not elemental mastery. Why is it doing EM first? Or is the EM the new thing? Because that's what he was using. I just need to have ER. That was the problem. Because otherwise he's fine with this. Okay, Deluxe does. And we can always take stuff off of DD. Prunes does. I technically take stuff off of Prune because I'm not using her. Okay, maybe we check Anefa because that's actually a good okay. I mean, that's not terrible. The only reason it's yelling at me is because it says he doesn't need ER, and I hate that. Okay, I do have one here that we could level. And then we have the one that's on Chi-Chi. I would prefer double crit, though. So, out of all of these, I want to say this was Sing Cho's piece when I was doing that stuff. So we could, in theory, give him this and make him a goblet and hope it has ER in it. But like I said, it's not gonna give him the hey, it's really good unless it has something like Aurorons, for an example. It only has crit damage and elemental mastery, but it's like, oh hey, this is really awesome. If I can find one that had like I don't really want to lower his crit rate too much, but if I could find one that has what Auroron has, that's actually good, that wouldn't be bad. But I don't think I have anything with crit rate, crit damage, and all the bells and whistles, right? Yeah. That was close. Deluxe might be the best, actually. This has higher and the other two stats, but... Wait, really? Just the higher, like, 2 crits, and you're telling that's good, but... Ugh. Yeah, alright, let's just try to make him a goblet and see. Whoops.
Go too far.
Because the biggest thing is I'm still going to be using Flynn's, I'm pretty sure. Oopsies. We're gonna say crit rate, crit damage, and we cross our fingers that we get ER. We got If I had his fucking weapon, that would be awesome. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. All the fucking crit rate in the world. Sorry, we need something with high crit damage. Oh, so let's see. Oh, that brought your crit. That brought your ER down too. Actually, that was weird. So the onset had higher... No. Yeah, it did. Me do. Runes is actually the ideal stats. It's not great for the build I have right now, but... Yeah, it dropped it to 190. And his ER is still just low enough. Because the other one was at 11. Yeah, there's nothing I can do at this moment in time. It had rolled great into crit rate. Oh, where's D-Luke? D-D. Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth of it. Like, the crit rate got a little bit better, of course, but... And I don't really want to re-roll anything at the moment, and I'm going to save the rest of the elixirs for Columbina, just in case I need something. But, yeah, that was a Hail Mary to hope to get a goblet that had ER and rolled well enough to go, oh, I can just flip these two out and get a little extra ER. If he had his weapon, that would have been perfectly fine. But unfortunately not. Like, even with a Nepha, like, I don't think there's anything I could change a Nepha to. And I made this for her. Huh, you're showing this. But is... Yeah, now you're showing the attack. Okay. But now you're showing Elemental Mastery up here. Did I search Elemental Mastery? That's why. Okay. I at least have a couple of things to level if I do get his C1 or R1, which is nice. I think it's funny that these are separating these, even though they're attack. Presumably it has to do with the yeah, because it's crit rate. So Flint's will remain scuffed a little bit, just a little bit. But once he gets something or other, and he doesn't necessarily need that much energy recharge anymore, I can flip it to this piece here. So, like, if I gave him this back, right? What am I losing? I'm losing a bunch of crit damage. This is why I was using this one here. So I can get him this, or I can give him this. It doesn't matter which, right? So this is what he would look like normally. He would be at 99, almost at 100, but his ER is so low, he can't get the, he can't get his, special burst off. He just can't. I get one hit and then barely make it through the second before I have to switch back to an Effa. Now, I am curious. This is something I haven't done, but I know a chatter who has used flints. I don't know if I have any on set. I do not, which means I would have to use the goblet anyway. So I could do something like this, and we can offset the sands. And to obviously compensate, we're going to go crit rate, crit damage. So in this case, we have a character like Furina, who has a decent one, but obviously it is HP, not attack. Bennett has flat attack on it. We do have this one. This is a 4-liner. Is this a 4-liner? No, this one's +6 already. I don't know where it went. The rolls are so low, I don't know where it went. So we have this one, right? So, for the funsies... I'm gonna do this. And it's not ideal at all, but it didn't hit the fence, so there's that. So now he's down to... He's just overcapped, by the way. Just overcap, and his crit damage took a dive. I can't replace this at all. It's the only attack goblet I have on set. And this got rerolled to the point where it's fantastic. So for me, well, actually, this means this would change, right? So this now becomes, oh God, do I have something with higher crit damage, please? Yeah, we have that one actually. Do I have anything else? Just curious. We are finagling our builds. Because ideally that could be fine. Like, that's not ideal. Although, we could do this too. So let's do this. Let's take off the ones that have ER in it. Now that he has an ER stance. Yeah, he's still really, now he's really overcapped. Wow. Yeah, so technically... I mean, I don't really want to level any of those. Like, again, that could be fine. That's just crit rate. And that has the highest crit damage. Oh boy. That's actually kind of a curse with Flynn's. This was happening before that too. I kept getting stuff with crit rate, but not crit damage. So to even have him touch the 200 crit damage, like, was a struggle. And he's below 2,000 attack still too. Not by much, but it is what it is. So let's actually do this. Let's go into Miliastra. Why are you yelling at me, Battle Pass? Oh, because I leveled the artifacts. That's right idea, wrong page. Now, again, he is overcapped on crit, but much like my Columbina on my main, there's not much I can really do about it.
Commencing task. My experiment will succeed. Let me down, Kerplunkatron.
A pleasure to fight by your side.
Cleanup seat. Flash attack! Animo hypostasis emulation. Stand clear.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Nightfall.
Insulation chamber deployed. Ultimatum protocol. Ding dong, weather bomb. Absorption test.
Be silent. To dust.
Okay.
Observe. Night falls.
Defensive mode engage. Kerplunk!
That's lovely.
Animo test 6308. Enhance.
Be silent. Observe. To dust. Close your eyes. Night falls.
All right, so anywhere between 85 and I think I saw 89. Okay. Yeah, so now he has less ER, more crit damage, not capped on crit rate, and more attack. In theory, this should do more overall DPS. That was after 3 rotations too, so let's see.
X cleanup seat. Look, a rainbow! Animo hypostasis emulation. Stand clear.
Observe. Close your eyes. To dust.
Flash it! Animo test 6308.
Annihilation mode.
Be silent. Observe. Close your eyes.
Oh, this is...
Go claw! Look!
Observe. Night falls.
Well,
Be
that's
silent.
interesting. I'm confused. His stats are technically better outside of the ER. Better than I had with the ER shit. And he was doing around 10k less DPS. 58%, 32% was enough.
Insulation. Flash attack! G1, stand clear! Swirl, mark.
Close your eyes. Night falls. Be silent.
Preparing for dust up. Kerplunk! Ding dong! Animo test 6308. Absorption.
Close your eyes. Observe. Do you fear the dark?
Defensive mode.
Look, right? Stay clear.
Be silent. The long sleep beckons. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
He barely hit 80k. No frickin' shot. Like, he's getting that second burst off, but maybe because it is faster? Your crit damage is lower. I will level this one because it's almost the same as the other one. Never mind. Never mind. Oh my god, that's so bad. That is so bad. That's not even re-rollable. Yeah, 1900, so he's down 300 attack. He's down by 10% on his crit damage. Now again, he is over-capped on crit. Nothing I can do about that for the pieces I have. But he has 157 energy recharge.
Accelerating. Cleanup sequence.
Ding dong water bomb. Enhanced animal module 75. Stay clear.
Be silent. To dust. Close your eyes. To dust.
Defensive mode engaged. Ultimatum protocol.
Go claw. Absorption test.
Observe. Be silent. To dust. Close your eyes. To dust.
Insulation chamber.
Good luck. Splash. Animal test 63.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night falls. Observe. To dust.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Preparing for dust up.
Chew on this. Ding. Animal hypostasis emulation.
Close your eyes. Observe. Night falls. Night falls.
So, it's weird. So he's maintaining staying in the high 70s to mid 80Ks with the ER build. I find that absolutely fascinating. So now I'm going to try one other thing. Because he's capped on crit right now. Now granted, the energy might still be a problem by taking the weapon off, but I'm going to switch his weapon with an Effa. This will lower his base attack even further, down by like 100. Let's see. An elemental skill hits an opponent. Attack is increased by 10%, and energy recharge is increased by 3.5. This affects me. Off field, electro damage. Okay, so this is just gonna outright increase his damage, supposedly. So we're gonna check that. What? 1900. Base attack lower than this. 2000. Riddle me that, please. So now we're below the 200 still, but we're now back at the 93. We are now back at the 93. So, I mean, this is still higher crit damage than anything else, right? That would overcap me. Do we go Mona? Honestly, I don't think we can change that too terribly much. Okay. All right, well, let's give this a shot. So, Enefa now actually has a 74 over 183.
Ultimatum protocol.
Look, the rainbow! Enhanced Animal Module 75! Animal Tech.
Close your eyes. Be silent. To dust. Observe.
Insulation chamber.
Chew on this!
Preparing for dust up.
There's a timing issue.
Silent. To dust. Close your eyes. Do you fear?
Defensive mode.
Look, a rainbow! Stay clear! Absorption tag!
Be silent. Observe. To dust. Do you fear the dark?
No, he's still better on his other weapon, which is fine. But it's dang near close. It's honestly really close. But I still find it absolutely fascinating that the weapon that he should have is giving him 100 point less. Right? Roughly around that. That's not how I get to my characters. Because he's over 2,000 attack with this. Oh, it's an attack percent weapon, dumbass. That's why. So, even though he has more attack here, he's doing slightly less damage because his crit got lower by going to 93%. He can't be missing that many crits by being off by 7%. Because this makes him over cap. But I don't have an ER that has good crit damage. Except for, well, let's take Mona's for a second. Okay, that puts him at 95 over 208. We can try that. Let's see.
Insulation.
Lash attack! Swirl, Mark 2! Animal Test 63!
Be silent. Observe.
Ultimatum Premium protocol.
Go Claw! Animo test 6308! Stay...
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night falls. Observe to dust.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this.
Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
It's not even touching 80K with that. Okay, so in part, it is because of the attack percent. And unfortunately, I only have one that's not leveled here. I don't even know where the roll went into for the two. Why are you not... What? I am so confused. But it's weird. It is very weird. This fixes the ER issue. He becomes overcapped. He technically does more damage, but I can't figure out why. And it feels wrong to have him on the ER Sands. So I am going to change him back to the build he had. But it is so messed up. But this is the other thing too, like he has less ER here, it's just under what he needs. And he does less than if he had the ER Sans and he was overcapped. Just because he was overcapped on crit. That's the fascinating thing to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. I'll have to see what Bina can do for him because, yeah, that's a little weird. Just a little weird. I don't think I've gotten a 4-star outfit on this account yet. Alright, back to Not Cry. Blammo. Alright. So, unfortunately, like I said, today, instead of exploration, we had scuff instead. Quick rundown, I did have audio issues where my capture card or OBS, I want to say it was more OBS than the capture card, just because OBS was showing that the sound was happening, but I wasn't hearing it through my headset, but chat could hear it. My husband actually confirmed that they could hear it, but I couldn't, which caused me 2 hours of trying to figure out what happened. I fixed it somehow, but I can't pinpoint what the problem actually was. So, obviously, I will keep an eye on that for tomorrow and everything. But with that being said, tomorrow we will be doing our normal dailies on Genshin plus Star Rail. And then after Star Rail, we're going to play a little bit of Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Just for a little bit of cozy vibes to celebrate the new emote that I will be dropping after stream. You guys might actually see it immediately. The last few emotes I've uploaded haven't been subjected to needing approval. So it might be instantaneous, but it's to celebrate our Keth and Cozy emote, to give some cozy vibes. And then Wednesday and Thursday will be as usual. Thursday is also Abyss reset, so we might get some swearing as I try it on the free to play account. I have faith in my main account. It literally is one of the bosses in that is coming in, which is the boss that's being shielded for Sandrone. That's going to cause the issue. I can defeat it with Klee, but it involves using Diona that I found out. So cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. But then Friday, we will do our dailies and Star Rail as normal. But then after lunchtime / Star Rail, we'll do the demo for Disgaea Mayhem. That way we can actually see it and see if I would actually like to purchase it. It is unfortunately something that I don't know if I'm going to like, because it's very different than normal Disgaea. Make it another attempt on 4 stars then? Yeah. Yeah. Abyss is resetting on Thursday on the 16th. So hopefully you'll get at least 1 more star out of it. Also, like, I'm actually looking for... I forgot to mute Paimon because I wasn't on this account yet. I honestly, for the 4 stars account, really am looking forward to Snezhnaya, just because Forest 4-star challenge also involves the Traveler. So because this Traveler can use the linchpin, that opens up Stellar Conduct and Stellar Swirl and all that fun shit, unlike the lunar stuff. So he'll be able to actually do something. And if the dude that I like the look of happens to be a 4-star on-field DPS, he's got a solid pick here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the 4-stars can do in Snezhnaya. And I'm sure Forrest will at some point give you guys a proper update on the account. You guys saw it a little bit when I had to do stuff for him, do his dailies for him when he didn't have access to his PlayStation. So hopefully, we'll see. But that said, only other thing that I am considering is possibly next Monday I might take off. I do have a friend coming up on Sunday, and he's staying until Tuesday morning. Last time he came up, I literally saw him for like 2 seconds, and like we didn't hang out at all. So I would like to at least hang out with him a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But with that, I thank everybody for sticking out with me today. It was rough. That I freaked out when I saw that, because it meant something broke and I don't know what it is. And if it's something that couldn't be fixed, well, bad enough. To be clear, there was a workaround I did find, but I really didn't like it. I could actually get the audio to come through via the desktop, and you guys should have been able to hear it. I think you guys would have had to tell me if you couldn't. But get the to come through the desktop audio instead of the capture. But it was doing like little crinkly sounds, like little crinkly pops, static kind of noise, which was not comfortable for my ears, let alone for you guys probably. So I'm hoping I don't have to do that workaround at all, but it is an alternative to stream and then try to fix it after the fact. But right now it is working. Hopefully it stays working. And throughout the week, probably I'll try to find the actual reason that it happened so I can stop it from happening again. I might actually have to hit up a friend that also streams using OBS just to see if he's had this issue. I'm going to take a guess that he only does streams through the desktop, not using a capture card. I could be wrong. So it might be a different scenario for him. So it might just involve the capture card instead. But I am going to go and make the stream schedule so you guys can have it on Blue Sky, just as a reminder, because again, tomorrow and Friday are going to be just slightly different. And install Hello Kitty and the demo for Disgaea Mayhem. That sounds like a bad connection. Yeah, it does. And I would have no idea why it would be like that. So, adventures in tech, I hate it. I wish I was more tech savvy to troubleshoot and be able to figure it out. But alas, I am not. I'll seek advice though. So if anybody actually knows, like if you guys are seeing this on the VOD, if you guys actually know what happened and what I did to correct the issue, because again, all my settings were where they should have been. Please let me know just so I can reference it. I even took screenshots now of the way my settings are so that if something does default again, like my headset, I know to change it back and whatever. And also, why the hell did you change when my stuff was locked? It didn't tell me that it updated or anything. I almost would have understood if it defaulted after it updated, because whoopsie doodle, spaghetti code, didn't save nothing. Anyway, I am going to go do that stuff and then go do a load of laundry. So, till tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Cross your fingers that my audio works. Bye for now.